welcome to the review. What am I going to review today, though? What do you mean? What? Well, that gives me an idea. We'll watch that. I don't want to watch that. It sounds terrible. Let's get on with the picture. Hello. Hope Thanksgiving was good. Here's a turkey for you. Nah, it's really not that bad. But we have The Giant Claw, a black and white film released in 1957, directed by Fred Sears. The plot revolves around Mitch, played by Jeff Morrow, a civil aeronautical engineer, and his gal, mathematician Sally Caldwell, played by Mara Corday. They follow and try to figure out how to stop this thing. Laugh all you want. Its design is pretty unique, at least. Sure, it's silly looking, very silly looking, but that silly face, oh my gosh, that face.
That face, that dangerous face.
It looks ridiculous, but kinda creepy, and again unique, and it works for the marionette. The giant bird came from an antimatter galaxy. We can go on with the science and physics of all this and in the film itself, but you could watch the film itself and learn or read up. This is a review. Seriously, they go in detail and stuff makes sense with the bird and its flight pattern and how to kill it and whatnot. The two, along with some generals and doctors, try to develop a way to defeat the pretty much invincible bird. The climax takes place in Manhattan, with the gigantic bird attacking the Empire State Building, a la King Kong. Oh no! And it also attacks the UN. Good, they're useless anyway. They defeat it with a special atom via B-25 bomber and collapsing the bird's antimatter, allowing it to be hit with missiles and boom! It gone! Delicious turkey for Thanksgiving. All the trimmings. It falls to the ocean, the corpse sinks, and the last thing we see is its giant claw sinking. Thus the title. Get it? The end! That's basically it. I don't want to spoil too much. Go watch it. It's got good acting, interesting plot and characters, well thought out with its creatures, science, and its being invincible. Sure, the big old buzzard was ridiculous, but it kinda adds to the charm and can give you a chuckle during this tense horror film. Some interesting tidbits. According to Richard Harlan Smith of TCM, the inspiration for the story may have been taken from media reports about scientific discoveries with particle physics, dealing with matter and antimatter. Again, makes sense. Others say it's, Rodan, Japan, with the kaiju type stuff they have. Or, a story about the grandfather and a winter's tale about La Carcagne, a mythical bird-like banshee from French-Canadian folklore. Now that makes a lot of sense, because a character in the Giant Claw mistakes the menacing bird for it. Said to be a monster resembling a giant woman with a wolf's head, a bat-like black wings of which, like the banshee, is a harbinger of death. Budget constraints, problems again with the budget, cause it to be a poorly made marionette. Critical reception was not good. It's a bad movie because they didn't mind all the other stuff, but it was that buzzard that stood out, and it was really silly. It wasn't scary, and it was, as people put, preposterous looking. Supposedly, none of the actors who worked on it knew what it was going to look like. They were just told, from the director, hey, look up there, be scared, bird, blah, use your imagination, movie stuff, acting. And then when they got to the premiere, the audience couldn't stop laughing. They felt bad, embarrassed like idiots, because this was supposed to be the scariest thing in the world, and it wasn't. Jeff Morrow saying supposedly they couldn't afford anything except this stupid puppet. I was never so embarrassed in my entire life. I feel you, bro. But at least over the years, it's been ridiculed lovingly in many ways. And that's my review. Now, this film, I would have to say, is more like it for Thanksgiving. A more filling leftovers than that other Turkey Day film. Still never gonna get over that piece of crap. Anyway, see you next time. Oh, that's it for the review. And I'd like to thank our little buddy over here for suggesting it. Oh, I'll thank him later. I was wondering for some fried chicken later, so he'll do. You broke my home for the last time, you little fucker. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go have some fried chicken from that guy. I'm gonna use this because, in the way of the new Elmer Fudd, because, you know, hunters can't use guns anymore in kids' cartoons. But chopping off a rabbit's head, I kind of like it that way. It's more gruesome and bloody. It's gonna turn kids into wanting to chop people's heads off. Because, you know, guns. I'm gonna go chop them up and make some fried chicken. Stay tuned for the recipe.